Everyone, I hope you all are fine, safe and healthy at your home. So let us start our today's session. In today's session we will discuss about percentage composition of different element, and after that I will teach you how to find out the empirical and molecular formula. Okay, so first you see here what is the percentage composition. The percentage of any element or constituent in a compound in a number of parts by mass of that element or constituent present in 100 parts by mass. Okay, so the formula which we have to use for this, mass percentage, that is equal to mass of element in a compound into 100 upon molar mass of the compound. Let us take here the example. Suppose Na2CO3. So the complete mass, sodium is 23 into 2, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16, and it should be multiplied by 3. So this will be the complete molar mass of the compound. And here the mass of element, that's like suppose we are talking about sodium, so we have to take the mass of sodium is 23, but numbers of elements whatever are present, it should be multiplied by 2, and then it should be multiplied by 100 and divided by the complete molecular mass of the given compound. Okay, this is the way to find out the percentage of element. Now let's come about empirical formula. An empirical formula represents the simplest whole number ratio of various atoms present in a compound. Okay, so it only tells about what specific elements are to be present in a molecular formula. Like suppose as we talk about glucose, so glucose, its actual formula is C6H12O6, but suppose I am writing it is like that CH2O. So this is indicating the whole numbers ratio for different element present in this compound, or if it should be multiplied by 6. Okay, suppose I will multiply it by 6, so it becomes C6, 6 2s are 12, and O6. So C6H12O6, this becomes the molecular formula. So here this will be known as molecular formula, and this will be known as CH2OH. This is to be known as empirical formula. Okay, so now here you have to understand what is the limitation of empirical formula. An empirical formula is also called simplest formula. An empirical formula does not tell about the actual number of atoms. Like in this CH2O, you were not having the actual knowledge about of the element, specific numbers of element present in the compound. Okay, this will be indicated by only the molecular formula. So this is the main limitation of empirical formula, but it represents the simplest ratio of the element present in the compound. Let us talk about the molecular formula. The molecular formula of a compound is the chemical formula which represents the formula of its molecule. It expresses the actual number. Molecular formula tells about the actual number of atoms of various elements present in one molecule of the compound. Let's take one more example. Ethyne. Ethyne is the name of gas. If you are writing CH, means the whole number of carbon and hydrogen, so this represents the empirical formula. If we are writing, we will multiply with this number 2, so it becomes C2H2. This is indicating the actual number of carbon and hydrogen present in this compound, so this will be of molecular formula. Okay, so empirical formula does not tells about the actual number of element present in the compound, but molecular formula tells about the actual number of element present in the compound. Okay, now what is the relation between empirical formula and molecular formula? After that we will focus on the some numerical portion also. So molecular formula, that is equal to N into empirical formula. So how the value of N is to be find out? It is to be find out molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. Okay, so molecular mass, that will be the mass of molecule, and empirical formula mass, like suppose you are having CH, so you have to find out the mass of CH only. In glucose you were having CH2O, so we have to find out the mass of CH2O. So this is the empirical formula mass. By knowing the value of n, it should be multiplied with empirical formula, then we will get the molecular formula. Okay, there is a one more relation, molecular mass. If molecular mass is not given in the question, so what we have to do, it should be, suppose vapor density is given, so vapor density should be multiplied with the 2 for getting the molecular mass. Okay, so this was the introduction which I have given about the empirical formula and the molecular formula, and after that we will solve some numerical problem in the next session related with the molecular formula and the empirical formula. I hope you all have got it properly. That's all for today's session.